and welcome to Finextra TV. I'm Hannah Wallace and we're here at Sibos 2019 in London. Kindly joining me now to talk about regulation is Mike Thrower of Broadridge.
Hi
Hello,
Hannah,
Mike.
Good morning.
Good morning, it's lovely to see you. So yes, this is a massive topic at Sibos this year, regulation. Do you think firms are keeping up with the pace of regulatory and mandatory market change, or is it an ongoing challenge?
I think it really is an ongoing challenge, and I would say that certain firms probably are a little bit ahead of the game. I think firms that really are taking a strategic approach to regulation and market change actually are definitely getting ahead of the game. I think people who actually are thinking about this from a multi-jurisdictional perspective as well, I think they're probably ahead of the game. Yeah, many of our clients, I think, are also looking to try and get ahead. I think we found last year with MiFID II, for example, that there was quite a race towards the end. I think a lot of firms have really learnt from that, and actually, as we approach the forthcoming regulations, I think that people are starting to sort of plan a little bit better. So I think that it's definitely a sort of continual challenge, but I think that we're getting into a bit of a rhythm as to how to best handle this ongoing challenge.
All right, and you've touched on this a bit already, but what are the most prominent regulations that you're seeing your clients have to face?
I think the thing for Broadridge, we're quite a wide-ranging organisation covering corporate governance, investor communications and capital markets. And so as a result, we're working with clients across quite a wide number of regulations. I think here in Europe right now, I guess the three that are sort of front of mind, probably the Shareholder Rights Directive, CSDR, for Central Securities Depository Regulation, and SFTR. So we have these three regulations that are definitely front of mind for Broadridge and for a lot of our clients. I think one thing to think about is that whilst these are EU regulations, actually they really do impact global firms, and so we're working with a lot of our Asian clients actually to get ready for these EU regulations. So it's a continual challenge, but we at Broadridge are really investing heavily in engaging with market infrastructures and regulators to make sure that we're ahead of the curve for our clients.
Sure, and sometimes you do need to rely on others for a bit of help, and that brings me to my final question. What role do the fintechs play in innovation and tackling these challenges?
Well, I guess it depends a little bit how you describe fintech. We describe Broadridge really as a fintech grown-up as opposed to a fintech startup, and so we take our responsibility quite seriously to be ahead of the curve. And I think that fintechs who maybe are thinking very much about innovation, like Broadridge, we're looking at how do we actually bring innovation and regulatory compliance actually together, and so we get 1 + 1 equaling more than 2. And so really for us, we're bringing innovation into some of our market and regulatory change. So for example, with the Shareholder Rights Directive, we're focusing that very much on the blockchain. And we just recently announced our asset servicing solution as well is now available on the AWS cloud. So we're hitting these market challenges and regulatory challenges, but we're also doing that by bringing innovation into our solutions.
Wonderful, some really exciting developments there. Mike, I'll let you get back to the final day of Sibos, and it's lovely to talk to you.
Lots of client meetings. Thanks very much, Hannah.